Mhm. Mhm. All right. Let's make some bloody lineups. We're talking baseball. From Maine to San Diego. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. I was above 18 yesterday and some prick dropped out this morning. I'm below 18. I need $2,007 to keep myself in the lifestyle I'm accustomed to, which is whores and cannabis. Don't judge me. It's a good life. Anyway, let's make some fucking lineups. We had some games yesterday, so we have some data. Not a whole lot of data yet, but who gives a shit? We're playing for a G, ladies and gentlemen. $10 a ticket. We got 9 lineups in here, which means we make 8 lineups and one all-star lineup. Chasing that $1,000 to put towards a life of pillage, refuse. All right, let's do this shit. Start with Philly. Philly, we got no recon for Philly yet, so we're going blind. Nabil Krismat, Rafael Marchand, favored to win the Phillies' backup catcher job this spring. Marchand is a decent enough prospect on both sides of the ball who's been knocking on the door ever since 2020, when he appeared in 3 games in his first professional home run at any level and hit his over. He hasn't done anything to force his way into the roster, however, hitting 238, 328, 328 at AAA level across parts of 4 seasons. The 25-year-old is now out of options, which could give him the leg up over a career backup Garrett Stubbs, who offers little more than clubhouse leadership. With JT Realmuto now in his age 34 season and set to be a free agent, Marchand could be auditioning to be the catcher of the future this spring. That's a damn good review. All right. Nobody on first. Second base. Huh. Huh. Buddy Kennedy, no recon. Rodolfo Castro, no recon. Huh. Huh. Alec Baum agreed to a 1 year, $7.7 million contract with the Phillies on Thursday to avoid arbitration. The third baseman was the subject of trade rumors early in the offseason after a tumultuous finish to 2024, but it appears he'll be sticking in Philadelphia for the start of the upcoming campaign. Baum totaled 15 home runs, 97 RBI, 62 runs, with a 280, 332, 448 slash line in 143 games during the 2024 regular season. Alec Baum. It's third base. Anybody else know yet? Who's look first? Bryson Stott. The Phillies believe his offense was limited by elbow soreness last season. Stott never went on the injured list in 2024, but he eventually dealt with a sore elbow for much of the offseason. Dealt with a sore elbow for much of the season that the club believes affected his ability to drive the ball. I didn't read that right. The numbers back up theory, as the 27-year-old's regular season slugging percentage fell from 419 to 356. His home run total dropped from 15 to 11, and his doubles output dipped from 32 to 19. Stott is expected to be healthy at the start of spring training and could be in line for a bounce back year at the plate. The bloody Phillies. We read about this guy, right? Yeah, he had nothing. 2 spots remain. Max Kepler faced live pitching Sunday and appears to be back to full health for spring training. While with the Twins last season, Kepler didn't play after September 1st due to left patella tendonitis as well as a sore hip, but neither injury is believed to have affected his offseason workouts. After hitting free agency in the winter, Kepler inked the 1 year, $10 million deal with the Phillies and is likely to slot in as the strong side platoon player in the corner outfield. The 31-year-old slashed 253, 302, 380 with 8 home runs, 42 RBI, and 43 runs over his 105 games with the Twins in 2024. Cal Stevenson. And finally, Johan Rojas. Because you're the leadoff hitter, you get the 5th spot. There, ladies and gentlemen, is your Philadelphia stat. Moving on to the Tigers of Detroit. Kenta Maeda was throwing 92 miles an hour during live batting practice session Batting practice session Tuesday. It's up from the 90.8 he averaged with his four-seamer last season, and significantly more velocity than he was showing during spring training last year. With Alex Cobb slated to begin the season on the injured list, Maeda has a chance to make the Tigers' rotation out of spring training. That said, after collecting a 6.09 ERA over 17 starts and 12 relief appearances last season, Maeda has a lot to prove this spring. He will start Detroit's Grapefruit League opener on Saturday. Kenta Maeda. Brian Severin. No recall. Spencer Torkelson has been squeezed by some other players on the roster. He could still make the team as a weapon against left-handed pitching. Colt Keith has been taking reps at first base, which has seemingly pushed Torkelson aside. However, the latter still offers plenty of pop. Oh, God fucking damn it. Yellow. It's not open on Saturday. Because they're not open on Saturday. All right, well, I'll take a look in a little bit. Right now I'm working. All right, I'll see. I'll see what I can do. Okay, I'm listening to your opinion, and I'll take a look in a little bit. Right now, I'm in the middle of something. I've heard your opinion 4 times in the last 4 seconds. I'm messing with you right now, Mark, 'cause I'm in the middle of a work thing. I'm right in the middle of a work thing. I have the Philippines on the phone. Okay, I'll look at it later. Okay. Fucking mother. Thanks for the quick response. Makes total sense, but customs Ux, keep up the great work. Okay, good. Gary, you'll get your fucking heart. God damn it. Colt Keith has been taking reps at first base, which has seemingly pushed Torkelson aside. However, the latter still offers plenty of pop, particularly against southpaws. The Tigers may want that skill as part of their bench when they break camp. Torkelson's fantasy value has certainly taken a hit following a disappointing 2024 in which he batted 2019 with a 669 OPS, though he can slowly boost his stock if he makes the team and begins to carve out a regular role. The former number one overall pick did launch 31 home runs in 2023, which points to some of his upside as a slugger, but making consistent contact has been a challenge at the MLB level. Well, son of a bitch. Spencer fucking Torkelson at first base. Anti Ibanez. With the Tigers missing out on Alex Bergman in free agency, Ibanez is among several returning players who could see time at third base. Had Bregman joined the Tigers, he would have played almost every day at the hot corner, which would have relegated Ibanez to more of a bench role. However, Detroit now seems primed to use several players at the position. Matt Vierling is the likely top option, but he can also play the outfield. When Vierling is not at third, lefty hitting Jace Jung is a natural platoon candidate. Ibanez should also work into the mix, though he has had the versatility to play across the diamond and in the outfield. Well, he's at second on here. Oh, Ibanez, you're in, kid. Jay Malloy. Zach McKinstry. McKinstry has no McChemistry. Sorry. Ryan Creedler. Now batting. Parker Meadows. Lai Madras. Jahmai Jones. Not a lot of recon here. We just got 2. So, we take the top 3 guys, which is Parker Meadows, Zach McKinstry, Justin Henry Malloy. There is your Detroit stack. On to Hotlanta. Let's see if this fucking bank is open today. Oh, goddamn mothers. That Jewish guilt, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, closed today. Take care of it on Monday. Cannot be done. Chris Sale will get the start Saturday for Atlanta's Grapefruit League opener against the Twins. The reigning Cy Young Award winner is almost certain to get the opening day start as well, but Atlanta has yet to make that official. Sale's 29 starts and 177 innings in 2024 represent his biggest workload since 2017. and the 35-year-old southpaw believes he'll be able to stay mostly healthy again this season. I kind of just found a routine that really worked well for me last year, and when I needed to adjust, I could. So again, I'm basically just trying to replicate what the off-season looked like, and then do the same thing through the spring training, and hopefully it translates to the season. Manager Brian Snitker indicated that Sale's routine would once again include an extra day or two of rest between his starts, as Sale rarely worked on only 4 days rest in 2024. The reigning Cy Young Award winner, Sean Murphy. Murphy believes the oblique injury he suffered opening day last season prevented him from ever getting comfortable with his swing. It was a combination of a bunch of things. Missing that much time at the beginning, that's not how I wanted to begin the season. I'm not sure my swing ever felt correct coming off the oblique. Not that it was any pain or hurt. Some things just fell off. And I never caught up and found a way to adjust. The 30-year-old backstop roared out to an 843 OPS with 21 homers and 68 RBIs, all career highs. Over 108 games in his first season for Atlanta in 2023, but Murphy's production cratered in 2024 through 72 contests after he returned from the oblique strain. The team seems confident that the poor performance was an aberration, however, as Travis Day-Stunad was allowed to leave in free agency, leaving only Chadwick Trump, Kurt Casale, and prospect Drake Baldwin competing for the backup job in camp. Murphy still has 4 more seasons left on the 6-year, $73 million contract he signed in 2022 with Atlanta, holding a $15 million club option for 2029. So he'll be given every chance to regain his previous offensive form. Well, fucking A, Sean Murphy. Join the company. Garrett Cooper. Luke the Duke Williams. Nick Allen. N. Alvarez Jr. We don't know the guy's name. We'll have to just make the fucking thing up. Nick Allen. In the outfield, C. Rodriguez. Jared Kelenic, slated to compete for playing time in right field until Ronald Acuna returns. Newly signed Jurickson Profar is slated for everyday playing time in left, which leaves Kelenic and Brian De La Cruz in a likely platoon in right field for the first month or so of the season while Acuna is out. Once Acuna returns, Kelenic could be pegged for a 4th outfielder role. The former top prospect slashed .231, .286, .393 with 15 home runs over 131 games during the regular season in his first year with Atlanta, sagging to a .595 OPS in the second half. Kelenic. Nothing on Mr. Cooper. Connor Capel. So we have 3 spots open here in Atlanta. Right at the top of the order. Nick Allen. Garrett Cooper. Drake Baldwin. They're not giving you a shot at Drake Baldwin today. So, Nacho Alvarez Jr. Nacho. Here we go. It's in. Your Atlanta stack, ladies and gentlemen. On to Minnesota. Zebby Matthews. Starting pitcher, Zebby Matthews. Christian Vasquez. Ty France. Viewed by the Twins as the starter at first base, the Minnesota Tribune reports. He's going to play a lot. That's really the best way of saying it. The kind of hitter he is, this isn't a platoon situation. I think he's going to play. France just signed. I just shot past it. France just signed a 1-year, $1 million contract, which he wouldn't appear to indicate he'll be the leader for an everyday role. Which wouldn't appear to indicate, who the fuck writes this? Valdelli could be just boosting his confidence as the team works on his swing after a 2024 season that saw him just hit .234, .305, .365 with 13 homers over 140 regular season games. Jose Miranda and Edward Julien will also compete for playing time at first base, and France could still work in a platoon or timeshare. Still, Valdelli's comments should make France the leader in the competition as spring training begins. Get your ass on first, kid. Willie Castro and the Twins avoided arbitration by agreeing to a 1-year, $6.4 million contract Thursday. It was the 27-year-old's final year of arbitration eligibility, as he's stated to hit the free agent market next season. Castro slash 247, 331, 385 with 12 homers and 14 steals in a super utility role with the Twins. And 2024 should serve a similar capacity in 2025. Willie Castro. Carlos Correa declared himself ready for spring training Saturday after spending his first part of the offseason rehabbing from plantar fasciitis in his right foot. The 30-year-old played through the injury during the final weeks of the regular season, but he indicated his recovery and rehab this winter was more natural than the previous offseason, when he was working back from plantar fasciitis in his left foot. Correa had a 905 OPS in 2024, but was limited to 86 games due to the injury, and his durability remains a concern heading into 2025. Who else we got there at short? Any other prospects? Royce Lewis. Twins president of baseball operations Derek Falvey said during the team's winter meltdown fan event last week that Lewis will play third base this season. The Twins have toyed with the idea of moving Lewis to second base, and while he will get some reps at the Keystone during spring training, the plan is for him to be the primary third baseman again in 2025. It's possible things change during the season, but fantasy managers shouldn't be counting on Lewis picking up second base eligibility. Brooks Lee might be the favorite to open the season as the Twins' second baseman, but Edward Ulien, Willie Castro, and Austin Martin are also candidates to see action there. So both Correa and Royce Lewis are basically both shortstops. Correa is batting higher in the order. You know what I ended up forgetting to do, looking at the other teams for the recon, just real quick to be safe. It's early, so we're not used to looking yet. Nothing in Detroit, Atlanta, and Minnesota. What do we got? Atlanta, nothing yet. Minnesota, yet nothing yet. Okay, good. Yost, I'm making a sure. So Royce Lewis and Carlos Correa playing the same position. We take Correa. We take the higher man up. Byron Buxton, feeling good as he's ever felt in a lot of years. Unlike last year when Buxton had off-season knee surgery and had finished the previous season with a hamstring issue, Buxton entered the offseason relatively healthy and doesn't have a major rehab entering spring training. It's not quite the best shape of his life territory for Buxton, but it's as good as we're going to get at this stage of his career. Well, that's not very promising, if we're being honest with each other. Harrison Beta is expected to see a significant amount of playing time in left field for the Twins this season. Beta's best asset is his defense in center field, which is where each of his 651 regular season appearances have come. However, as long as he's healthy, Byron Buxton is slated to handle the bulk of the playing time in center field. Trevor Larnach is projected to start in left field against right-handers, but he could yield to Beta regularly versus lefties. So we got our 5, but we got 2 more cards to flip over here. Trevor Larnach agreed to a 1-year, $2 million contract with the Twins on Thursday to avoid arbitration. Larnach will receive a nice raise in his first year of arbitration eligibility. The outfielder finished the 2024 season with a 772 OPS and 15 homers. He found himself in a strong side platoon role as he made 99 starts against righties and just 2 against lefties. Trevor Larnach. What do we got here? Number 1 hitter, Matt Wallner. We've got 6, so someone's got to go, and that someone is going to be Byron Buxton since his card was very unimpressive. And there is your Minnesota stack. On to the Sox. Again, always check first. Always check our recon list. Nothing on the Sox. We're going in blind. Quinn Priesta. Carlos Narvaez. Vaughn Grissom. Boston's acquisition of Alex Bregman will impact Grissom, who has minor league options remaining. If the Red Sox deploy Bregman at second base, then the team could option Grissom to the minors without exposing him to waivers. Grissom was the early leader in the competition for the vacant job at second base, which has been in flux since Dustin Pedroia retired. The position seemingly came down to Grissom and prospect Christian Campbell. If the Red Sox opt to move Bregman to second base, Then Grissom could be optioned to AAA Worcester to start the season. If Bregman moves to third base and Rafael Devers the designated hitter or first base, then the Grissom-Campbell competition will be back on. So we've got other guys to look at here real quick. Abram Toro signed to a minor league contract Tuesday that includes an invitation to spring training. Toro slashed 240, 293, 350 with 6 homers in 94 games with the Athletics in 2024. The 28-year-old will now compete for a reserve role this spring, but will likely begin the 2025 season at AAA Worcester as utility depth. Marcelo Meyer took batting practice Wednesday and appears to be a full participant for the start of spring training. Meyer finished the 2024 season on AAA Worcester's 7-day injured list when he dealt with a lumbar strain, but was cleared to resume baseball activities early in the offseason and doesn't look to be operating under any restrictions during his first big league camp. The 22-year-old isn't a serious candidate to make the opening day roster, but a midseason debut is possible if he displays improved durability with Worcester while maintaining the improved plate skills he demonstrated with AA Portland. Before getting promoted to Worcester and being placed on the IL soon after, Meyer slashed 307, 370, 480 with 8 home runs, 13 stolen bases, and a 19% strikeout rate over 335 plate appearances at AA. Promise you got 3 fucking guys competing for 3 positions here. So just real quick, we want to see the competition. Nick Sorgard, nothing. Ceddanne Rafaela, nothing. So second and third we can cover with Grissom and Toro. What we got here at short? David Hamilton. Alex Cora, the manager, said Hamilton may occasionally play in the outfield this season. Cora added the Red Sox would like Hamilton to be as versatile as possible for the sake of roster flexibility. The 27-year-old has been used exclusively at second base and shortstop throughout his MLB career, though he has started 8 games in center field in the minors. We read these guys. Oh, Meyer, right? Isn't Meyer getting in here? It's either Meyer or Hamilton. Although Marcelo Meyer can move over to second. Vaughn Grissom's in a competition for his job, but Meyer bats higher. So Hamilton at short. We're going Meyer at second. Rafael will be read already. Trace Thompson agreed to a minor league contract with the Red Sox on Monday that includes an invitation to spring training. A career 212, 300, 411 hitter over parts of 7 big league seasons. Thompson spent all of the 2024 season at the AAA level, producing a 768 OPS with 23 homers. Slated to turn 34 in March, Thompson is likely to begin the 2025 campaign at AAA Worcester, where he'll give Boston some veteran outfield depth. Do we like what we do here? Who we pull? We pulled Grissom. Again, it is in a competition, but Marcelo Meyer, to me, just sounded better. Vaughn Grissom, Campbell, but we like Marcello. This guy tore up the fucking minors here. Marcelo Meyer, Vaughn Grissom, Toro. Hamilton's batting leadoff. They want to see the kid at leadoff. We take the leadoff hitter in terms of a tie. This Vaughn Grissom thing may bite us in the ass or it may not. That's the whole point. When you make the choices. That is fantasy baseball. Roman Anthony will start in left field and bat second in Saturday's Grapefruit League game against the Rays. Anthony was scratched ahead of Friday's game against the Northeastern University, but the move was said to be precautionary, and his presence in the lineup a day later would seem to confirm that it was a minor issue. Widely considered to be one of the top prospects in the organization and in all of baseball, Anthony reached AAA last season at the age of 20. He will have a fighting chance to make the opening day roster out of spring training. AAA at the age of 20. Fighting chance. Widely considered to be one of the top prospects in the organization and of all of baseball. Well, that is intriguing, ladies and gentlemen. And that is your Boston stack. Moving on. What do we got? Tampa Bay. No Tampa Bay recon as of yet. The Whack Pack. Jacob Whack Pack. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. What we got? Brandon Lowe. Jonathan Aranda. Expected to see regular at-bats as the Rays' designated hitter, while also serving as the backup to Yandy Diaz at first base to begin the 2025 season. Aranda was expected to contribute to the Rays in 2024, though he lost roughly 3 months of the season due to finger and oblique injuries. However, he finally managed a regular run with the big league club in September, where he hit .253 with 5 homers, 13 runs scored, and 10 RBIs across 85 plate appearances. Aranda then supplemented that playing time with 115 plate appearances in the Mexican Winter League, during which he maintained a 1.047 OPS. Barring more bad luck with the injuries, he should have the chance to build off that momentum to begin the 2025 season with regular at-bats against right-handed pitching. Good show, sir. Jose Caballero. Curtis Mead will enter spring training battling with Eloy Jimenez for one of Tampa Bay's final bench spots. Mead was once a highly regarded prospect in the Rays system, but he has managed just a 78 WRC across 224 big league plate appearances. Though he's capable of playing both second and third base, the team boasts considerable depth at each position and could instead opt to keep the potential power bat of Jimenez on the roster. Give me a second here, because we just jumped ahead. Outfield, we just read Curtis Mead, all right? So Palacios is in the outfield, so don't worry about that. Curtis Mead, you're in, kid. Taylor Walls. Palacios. Nothing. Hey, fucking Johnny DeLuca here. DeLuca is projected to begin the 2025 season as the Rays' center fucking fielder. The Rays traded Jose Siri to the Mets during the offseason, creating an opening in center field. DeLuca is expected to fill that void thanks primarily to his defensive ability, though he'll likely need to perform better at the plate to maintain regular at-bats through the campaign. He posted just the 77 WRC across 362 big league plate appearances in 2024, and Richie Palacios can also handle center field duties. And Eloy Jimenez lost 25 to 30 pounds in the offseason. Jimenez had to settle for a minor league contract with the Rays this offseason, following a 2024 campaign that he referred to Sunday as a disaster. Manager Kevin Cash said that Jimenez is really motivated and will get some reps in the outfield and even at first base, in addition to competing for at-bats at DH. All right, we got 4 Rays, which means who's our leadoff hitter? Taylor Walls. Welcome to the club. All right, kids, that is your Tampa Bay stack. Moving on, the New York Yankees. The Yankees. The bloody Yankees. We have Pablo Reyes. So if he's playing today, he gets initial treatment. Carlos Rodon. Ben Rice. Manager Aaron Boone said Wednesday that Rice will work with the team's catchers in camp, in addition to taking reps at first base. Rice has nearly 1,000 innings of catching experience under his belt in the minors, but his defense behind the plate likely isn't strong enough for him to profile as anything more than a backup option at the position in the majors. Still, if Rice can acquit himself well in his catching opportunities this spring, it could be his ticket to a spot on the opening day roster, as the Yankees already have Paul Goldschmidt and Giancarlo Stanton locked in as regulars at first base and designated hitter, respectively. Meanwhile, Austin Wells appears secure as the team's number 1 catcher, but J.C. Escara and Jesus Rodriguez, neither of whom has made their MLB debut, are the only other backstops on the 40-man roster. Rice hit just .171 and struck out 27% of his plate appearances in his first taste of the majors last season. But he flashed power. 7 home runs, 6 doubles, and drew walks on an 11% rate. Ben Rice. Dominic Smith. Signed to a minor league deal Monday. Smith opted to enter free agency after being declared DFA'd by the Reds early in September. He appeared in 93 major league games between Boston and Cincinnati during the 2024 season and posted a .691 OPS with 6 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 33 runs across 307 plate appearances. Smith will likely begin the 2025 campaign with AAA Scranton, but could be called up to the big club if Paul Goldschmidt or Ben Rice were to miss time. One of my neighbors, Oswaldo Cabrera, who lives right here in Fort Lauderdale, believe it or not. Schumacher. Braden Schumacher claimed off waivers from the Royals on Wednesday. Schumacher has now gone from the White Sox to the Royals and now to the Yankees via waivers since early January. The 27-year-old is just 8 for 64 at the plate during his brief time at the big league level, but has a good defensive reputation. Schumacher will likely begin the year at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Schumacher. Cabrera we saw. Everson Pararia. Wednesday, the manager said that Pararia will be limited to designated hitter duty until mid-March. The Yankees consider Pararia to be fully healthy following internal brace surgery to his right elbow last June. But he won't be cleared to play the outfield in spring training games for a few weeks. Boone said that Pararia is very much in the mix for an opening day roster spot. Roster spot. Draft his ass. And finally, Luke Ellis. So no Pablo Reyes. We've got one spot open, which will go to my man, Osvaldo Cabrera. My neighbor. That, my friends, is your Yankee stack. On to the Blue Jays. Nobody on the list yet. Easton Lucas. Alejandro Kirk will be counted on to catch more games than ever before in 2025 now that Danny Jansen is no longer a Blue Jay. The duo split duties behind the plate each of the past 3 seasons. And while Kirk set a career high with 541 plate appearances in 2022, much of that playing time came at DH. The 26-year-old has never played more than 99 games at catcher in a season, but is expected to handle about 120 starts at the position this year. Tyler Heineman and Christian Bethancourt are competing for the backup job in spring training, and neither is suited for Jansen's old tandem role. Kirk's swing mechanics were out of sync early in 2024, but from August 1st on, he slashed a respectable .269, .335, .404 with 20 RBIs in 44 games. Production Toronto would be content with, given Kirk's strong pitch framing and defensive skills. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays were unable to reach a contract extension prior to Guerrero's deadline. Slated for free agency after the upcoming season, Guerrero does not want to discuss a long-term deal following spring training or the regular season. Thus, the self-imposed deadline of February 18th, which is the day of the Blue Jays' first full squad workout. When asked whether the two sides came close to a contract extension, Guerrero simply put no, adding that while he is still willing to discuss a deal with the Jays after the season, they will now have to compete with 29 other teams. Guerrero will earn $28.5 million in his walk year. Ernie Clement is the favorite to begin the season as the Blue Jays' starting third baseman. Toronto's affinity for utility players means Clement won't stay off the hot corner. However, the 28-year-old saw 41 games at shortstop last season, in addition to 96 at third base, and he has prior experience at second base than in left field as well. Clement slashed a passable .263, .284, .408 in 2024, with 12 homers and 12 steals over 452 plate appearances. But he'll be pushed for playing time by Will Wagner, Orvelis Martinez, Addison Barger, and others as the Jays look for more offense from their lineup. Who else are we looking at here? Andres Jimenez. Davis Schneider. Oh, get out of here with the OneDrive. Fucking annoying. Third, shortstop. Jimenez. Bo Bichette. Manager John Snyder confirmed Thursday that Bichette is a full go for spring training after making a full recovery from September surgery to address a fractured right middle finger. Bichette needed to have a pin inserted during surgery to stabilize his finger, but Schneider relayed that the pin was removed long ago, and the veteran shortstop feels normal heading into camp. The 2024 campaign was by far the worst of the 26-year-old's six-year MLB career, as his OPS plummeted to .599 after he delivered marks north of .800 in each of the prior 5 seasons. Bichette also continued his trend of halting his involvement in the running game, as he was held to 5 stolen bases for the second season in a row, after pilfering 25 bags in 2021 and 13 in 2022. Better health in 2025 could allow Bichette to bounce back to some degree, after he also had 2 separate stints on the injured list last season due to calf strains. But fantasy managers shouldn't bank on him fully re-emerging as the 5-category standout he was in 2021 and 2022. He's got competition though right here from this guy, Orvelis Martinez. Will get a real chance in camp to win a spot on the 26-man roster and could push for the starting job at third base. Ernie Clement is the nominal favorite to be in the opening day lineup at the hot corner, but Martinez is the player that offers the most upside at the position for the Blue Jays. The 23-year-old is coming off a bumpy 2024 campaign that included an 80-game suspension for violating the MLB's performance-enhancing drugs policy. But over 74 games at AAA Buffalo, where he slashed .267, .346, .523 with 17 homers, Martinez most likely route to opening day is on the bench, bouncing between second base and third base in a short side platoon role. But the young slugger could quickly force his way into a more permanent spot if he begins flashing his power in the majors and can provide at least adequate defense at third. Now what? Bichette got the better card. Nathan Lukes. I believe we looked at Davis Schneider already. Joey Lopafido. We got one spot open. What do we got? Toronto. Jimenez's 2 positions are taken. So he's fucked. That gives us Mr. Joey Lopafido. A fucking Joey Lopafido over here. All right. That is your Toronto stack. We get to our all-star team, which we use to fill in the rest. It's good shit. All right, ready? Top pitcher, of course, is going to be Chris Sale. Fucking Cy Young Award winner defending his fucking title. Nobody else here even had a review, so the next guy up would be Kenta Maeda, who we've got recon on. So Chris Sale's our top guy across the board, with Maeda being our second and the guy that we'll put in on the Minnesota game, the Minnesota stack, so in case they slaughter Chris Sale today. So, Chris Sale going across, except for here. Oh, no, not here. Well, here we'll have it too, yes. Sale. Sale's already here, so where is Maeda? And for the Minnesota stack, of course, we'll have Maeda here as well, so that we're protected with at least one lineup against Chris Sale. We have to remember, don't click the finish lineup because we may need to know which players are on the tops. Mr. Chris Sale. Oh, God damn it, what did we just do? All right, this is Toronto stack, yes. All right, Sale and Maeda. Who is our top catcher? Marshawn, not much there. Sean Murphy had an interesting story, and he's attached to Sale. Right now, Sean Murphy is our catcher. Ben Rice, batting leadoff, playing for his job. Alejandro Kirk. who they said was respectable. But I believe that I think we got the best story out of Sean Murphy here. The oblique injury, they said, look, my obliques hurt. I was kind of fucked. But now that I'm back, I'm going to fuck some shit up. Signed a fat contract. He's got to play it off. Sean Murphy's our guy. Plus, he's connected to our Cy Young Award winning pitcher. That catcher pitcher connection is very important. Catcher Sean Murphy. Douche. All right. First base. Torkelson. That was a decent card. Cooper had nothing. Ty France is playing for his job, trying to make a starting role. Ty France, I think, is our strongest. Dominic Smith sounded pretty good, if I remember correctly. No, he had nothing. Wasn't there a story there? Did we read a story about Dominic fucking Smith doing some damage? No? Okay. Vlad Guerrero. The guy knows. He said, look, you got till February 18th to fucking make me an offer. If not, I'm putting my services on the market. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So you know this motherfucker's going to come out blasting. Vlad Guerrero is our first baseman. It's easier in spring training because remember, no salary cap. Big bad Vlad. Vladimir. Douche LaRouche. All right, second base. Thinking we're going to be taking Ernie Clement, right? Ibanez is our lead guy right now. Willie Castro. Was Willie Castro impressive? No. Feels like a lot of these stories are disappearing all of a sudden. Smith here. Ernie Clement, that's our guy. So Clement. Douche LaRouche. Clement. Playing third base on our all-star team. Alec Baum. I'm thinking we're going Alec Baum. Unless somebody's better right now, I think Baum's the way to go. Toro. No, we like Alec Baum. Sonic Bomb. Sonic Boom. Yes. Where is Alec Baum? Though I believe that Vlad Guerrero is also available third, and he is. If Vlad Guerrero is available to you, fucking take Vlad Guerrero. If not, Alec Baum. Shortstop. What are we doing at shortstop? Bryson Stott, that wasn't too impressive. McKinstry wasn't impressive. Correa, semi-impressive. He's our top guy. Hamilton, they want to get a look at. Taylor Walls, we didn't have any recon. Schumacher. Bichette. Bichette's the guy. He's trying to get his fucking stroke back. Bichette it is. Douche LaRouche. All right, in terms of the outfield, we know we immediately like Roman Anthony, so let's take a look and see what else impressed us. Where's Roman Anthony? One of the top prospects in baseball. So Kepler and Rojas. I'm not screaming for that. That lineup is done. Again, Roman Anthony. What do they got here? Parker Meadows. I'm not screaming for Parker Meadows. We'll come back to that. Kalenic, he was semi-impressive. Come back to that. Bader and Larnach. Again, I'm not screaming for either one. Let's get that lineup in. Playing for a G, ladies and gentlemen. Playing for a G. We got Roman Anthony here. Trace Thompson is the other one, so we need a second outfielder. Menez, again, looking, he said last year was a disaster. He's looking to win his way back. They got him batting fucking third. So right now I'm thinking I'm liking a Menez. This is his bounce back year. Basketball. Ugh. Roman Anthony. Could our next guy be Jimenez? Let's take a look. We'll come back to that. Bavaria was nothing great. And then we're done. I think it's Roman Anthony and Eloy Jimenez. So again, it was Meadows. So we're going to go with Jimenez. This team is done. I'm thinking we go Kellenic. I think Kellenic was the guy we liked. Let's read about Kellenic again real quick. Him and Profar, top prospect, 15 homers. Yeah, this is our guy. Kellenic's our third outfielder. So boom, ladies and gentlemen, get those lineups in, motherfucker. Right, Thompson, Anthony, Jimenez. All right, Anthony, Bararia, Jimenez has to fight back from his disaster of a season. He's got shit to prove. And finally, Mr. Kellenic. Once we find him. Kellenic. And we're going to toss this into a best ball. Boom. Boom. All right, kids. There's your team, and there's your lineups. May fate and faith decide your fortune if you should win. Spend your money right here on the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. Peace, love, war. All that shit